Hi there, Jennifer here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Mixed Media Mayhem, which I am combining today with Scraptember, and the prompt is rainbow. The prompt for Mixed Media Mayhem is actually a sketch. It is an inspiration piece, but by Yana McCarthy, and I'm not even going to try to say the name of her Instagram there. But her page is absolutely beautiful. She's got two photos. I'm also using two photos, but my photos are closer to 4x6 than her photos are. And I am using some Nuvo shimmer powder, and I'm just sprinkling a little bit of blue on my page and then using a little water and a watercolor brush to kind of spread it out a little bit here and there. And mine is going to be definitely a lot more on the page than what she has, because my photos are larger, so I kind of have to spread out a little bit more. And I'm not bothering to go behind where the photos are going to sit, and that's why I marked them off with a pencil so that I don't have to waste product or have a much longer dry time because I've wet more of the paper. So I'm now also using this yellow paper, yellow powder. I think this one is called Solar Flare. The blue one, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I'll put a link down below if I can find it. And then I'm mixing the two in the middle. Now I know the prompt for Scraptember is rainbow, and I am kind of doing a rainbow. I don't know, maybe this is a cheat, I'm not really sure, but I'm doing a portion of the rainbow. I'm just using the yellow, green, and blue sections, forgetting the violet, the orange, and the red. And I think that's going to work. Now, yes, that dark blue dot is behind where my photos are. I kind of did that so that I could have it more saturated and pick it up with my watercolor brush and then be able to splatter it around. Now, the excess, I'm putting it onto a piece of white paper. I'll just throw that in my scrap bin and have that for use later. It is possible I could use it on this layout, but I don't end up using it on this layout. So I just did the same with the yellow. It looks like the blue one there is called Blue Blitz, and again, the yellow one was Solar Flare. These are old. I've had them in my stash for quite some time. I'm sure there are other colors available, and I don't know that these ones are still available, but like I said, if I can find a link for them, I'll put it back down below for you. And then the two photos that I have are of Cub Scout camp and doing water rockets. Water bottle rockets, not water rockets, water bottle rockets. So you use a water bottle, they decorate it to look like a rocket. It gets filled with water and compressed air, and they shoot them up into the sky. Um, it was a lot of fun. My husband and a couple of the other dads really enjoyed putting this uh, activity together. And then, of course, all of the boys had to see how far they could shoot them into the trees. They don't worry, they're not sitting in the trees. They don't stay in the trees. They just go up and come right back down. Um, but they had such a fun time with this, you guys. So I am using this sprinkler and water spigot with a green hose from Some Assemblage Required. These are from oh, early in 2023. I don't know if they were February or March box, but they were earlier in the year. And so I don't believe they're available any longer, but I love them. I think they're fabulous, and I definitely wanted to get it used. I did have it in mind for another layout, but it works very well for this one as well. I'm also using this Kaiser Craft stencil to do this little splash outline around where the sprinkler is going to sit. And the medium that I'm putting through there is paper glaze in Ocean Poppy. It's more of that turquoise watercolor. It is not a watercolor, but it is watercolored. Um, I mean, not that the water that comes out of your faucet's blue, but you know what I mean. And then I'm just adding a little bit more of the Blue Blitz shimmer powder to create a few more sprinkles over here. And I think I really like how that's looking. I just wanted to add a little more texture and a few more layers of that. So adding a little bit more up into the corner where the yellow is as well, just to play off of that water splash that I've got going on there. Now I'm not going to put any more of the paper glaze anywhere else on the page, which might seem weird, like it's off balance or something, but because it's the same color as that blue Blitz, I think it works well, and it's totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. I did use my heat gun to dry a little bit because that one water drop is pretty full, and I wanted it to go ahead and dry. And yes, I know it's a little darker on that side, but that's okay. I'm good with that. Now I did go through my Chamel stuff because I knew I had rocket-based stuff in her field trip collection. And so I'm going to use this title that says, Oh Yeah, in the turquoise color. And I really like the way that that looks because it is also playing off of the clear stickers that I have from one of her really early collections. And it's the one that says, Let Your Dreams Soar. I'm also adding this one that has a hot air balloon on it. I'm going to probably move that hot air balloon lower. I was not really sure I would be able to because I wasn't sure I'd be able to peel it off of the mixed media, but it did work okay, and I'm going to go ahead and use it a little bit lower on the page. And part of it's going to get covered up by the photograph and the title, and I'm totally okay with that. Now I am putting my photos pretty close together. The one on the right hand side has a lot of dead space on it, and I'm using that to my advantage to be able to overlap the two because there's no way I can cut down the one on the left hand side because it would be cutting out the prime subjects of the layout. So covering up the other one is really the only option I have unless I spread them both out. But then I've got a lot of dead space in that one, so I didn't really feel like I needed to show the whole thing. I am really liking how this is looking. I am bringing in this really bright yellow label over to the left-hand side to bring the yellow across. Since I've already brought the turquoise across with that splash and with the sticker, I felt it was a good idea to bring some more yellow down to this bottom left-hand side. I'm attaching the sprinkler and the spigot with some glue dots and working on pulling in a few other embellishments. I really liked the idea of the astronaut sticker there in the corner on that little stamp. I think that's really cute, mostly because they're doing rockets. You know, if there's no, we're not talking about space here or anything like that, but I thought it was applicable. I did try to get this one that says the sky's the limit in, but it doesn't end up working to my advantage. It's kind of the wrong color of blue. I need something a little more vibrant, and I just decided to not use it. I am going to go ahead and stick my other stickers down over here and then get my spigot put down with some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I guess I didn't use the glue dots on that one, and that's totally okay. I mean, it's going to hold it just fine, but the other one, I went ahead and used glue dots. I don't know why, mostly probably because it's on the photo, and I thought that would work better. And now comes the fun part of placing my hose so that it looks like it is naturally kind of wonky and twisted, but not overworked. I am going to loop it through my title a bit so that it has a little bit of fun involved in the title and it draws your eye kind of around the page from the spigot following that hose line. So you kind of get all of that detail in. And I'm not going to do a whole bunch of embellishing in the upper left or the lower right. I'm just going to leave those simple and not add a whole bunch of stuff there. This hose will go across the lower right, but it's there's nothing else additional that I'm adding there. And so I think it works kind of as a diagonal design. And trying to get my letters to stick, which is always a challenge with American Craft thickers anyway. Yeah, I sat here for a little while holding them in place, but then that hose is a little bit bulky. It's not really bulky, but it's rounded, so nothing wants to touch the paper. And so I did use a little liquid glue, but I didn't really wait long enough. So I finally pulled out my glue gun to adhere everything down because it just was not staying where I wanted it. And I felt like even over time they might pop off. So I'm going to end up with the glue gun to hold my letters down. And then I am going to use the liquid glue to keep my hose in place. You can see here I did start with using some of the glue dots, but those didn't even hold well enough for me, you guys. So yeah, look, the glue gun was the way to go with these. And I don't use my glue gun very often, but every once in a while, I feel like it's necessary. Okay, while I work on that, I want to remind you that there are a bunch of people playing along with Scraptember. There is a playlist link down below, and you can find all of the videos for this month listed in that playlist. And then I will also include the link to the Mixed Media Mayhem scrapbooking page so that you can go and join that Facebook group if you are interested in mixed media and maybe playing along. All of the inspiration pieces are in the albums so that you can see those and work a little bit ahead and play along with us at your leisure. And then you will also see how other people have interpreted the recipes or sketches or inspiration pieces, because people will be posting in that group and sharing all of their creations. So still working on that title. It does take me a while to get it all placed down, you guys. I know it's kind of a tedious task, but it does work, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it turns out. And then I'm working that hose all the way up to the upper corner there with a few loops in it so that it's got a lot of movement and motion brought to the page. And I really like the way that this turns out as well. I just think it's really fun and super playful. So that makes me really happy, because that's the way these photos should be documented, in a fun and playful way, because they are all about a fun and playful subject. So I, I'm pretty happy with how it comes out, you guys. I'm just using a little bit of the liquid glue here to tack everything down so that the hose doesn't come off of the page, and so that it stays in place when I slide it into my album or my sheet protector and stuff. Um, that hose is actually a type of ribbon. It's kind of like rolled up. I don't know what it's called, but it is not actually hose material. Obviously, it is uh, some kind of, not twine, but I'm going to say ribbon um, or lacing. And I really like the way that it looks. It's super cute. I did pull a few of these little um, rocket ships from the sticker sheet from Chamel's field trip collection, and I'm going to add those to this lower left-hand side to just give a nod to the rockets that they are launching. And the boys actually did a craft thing, so it's not just an empty water bottle or a blank water bottle that they're shooting. They actually did a craft thing where they actually turned them into looking like rockets. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm adding this little piece that says "Whoa" on it. I think that's kind of fun. That was the reaction of a lot of the boys. They were like, "Whoa, this is going super high and super cool." So that was kind of fun. And then I'm adding this little tiny tag with a little bit of twine pushed through it, so that I can put the date down. I will probably do the journaling just in that little yellow section right below the hose, or right below that right hand photograph. Um, haven't quite decided at this point what I'm going to do yet, but it'll be in one of those two areas. And then the sprinkler and spigot came with some little water splash details in acrylic, and I'm going to attach those with my glue dots just to hold those in place. And I really like the way that those look and add a little bit of dimension to the layout as well. Now I am going to go around the entire layout with some stitching in both turquoise and yellow. You don't get to see that on camera, but hopefully you'll catch it in the close-ups. My sewing machine is not anywhere where I can easily film, so I apologize you don't get to see that. But there it is in the close-ups, and I really like how it's looking, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you would consider doing that as well. If you have questions or comments, just leave those down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And don't forget to check out everyone else playing along. I will be back again soon, tomorrow actually, with another video. So come back and see me then. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy all of the inspiration from Scraptember and Mixed Media Mayhem. See you soon. Bye.